Hi guys, I am your host from hairsite.com, bringing you hair restoration news worldwide for over 20 years. Each week we look everywhere around the world for the absolute best in hair restoration. Here's another episode from our Hair Transplant PORN series. This is the kind of porn that will not get you in trouble with your girlfriend. Let's get to it. Go ahead and drool all over this result. Tell us what you think. I will reveal who the doctor is at the end of the video. Here's the patient before photos. I would say he is a classic Norwood 4, approaching Norwood 5 on the male hair loss classification scale. Very noticeable thinning in the crown, and his hairline is almost all gone. This patient had tried hair loss pill Propecia before, but that didn't help. After struggling with the problem for over 10 years, he decided to take the plunge and went for the FUE hair transplant. Let's fast forward to, drumroll please, 3,957 grafts later. Look at that! The picture says it all. What a transformation. Do you guys realize that this is complete restoration with under 4,000 grafts? Pure genius. Let's zoom in and look at some of the money shots. It is flawless on every level, from hairline density, temples closure, to artistic design. I challenge you all, if there is one thing you don't like about this result, comment below this video. We want to know. Let's hear from the patient himself.
I was in my late 20s when I first started noticing pretty excessive hair loss. I took a very easygoing approach to it. I sort of let it go. I let it progress. Over a decade goes by, but at that point, hair loss had progressed so much that there wasn't a lot of off-the-shelf remedies I could do to cover it up. So I definitely knew it was the right time to set up an appointment. And I personally took about 10 to 12 days off from work using vacation, which allowed me to heal and not really worry about what I may look like outside. And it was also a really good move because I ensured that I took good care of the grafts and let the scabs heal and fall off. But after that, with a shaved head, it actually looks really nice and natural, and I didn't think anything of it. After that, of course, it's the waiting game. You go through the healing process, and first 3 months you wait to basically get through the what they call the ugly duckling stage. By the 4th month, I noticed already a lot of activity, regrowth in particular. By the 8th month, I would say I was highly impressed at how much growth and density and coverage everywhere there was, and the hairline was looking very natural. With the FUE procedure, you can wear your hair very short because there's no scarring. Take a good look. With the strip procedure, you would have a very noticeable scar and unlikely to wear your hair this short. And I have one story to share. I had not seen my barber in probably 9 to 10 months, and he had known me for 8 or 9 years. And we had a process. When I would go for a haircut, he wouldn't touch the crown. He would just trim a little bit off the sides and the top. I could tell just by his expression that he was curious as how I got all the growth in the back and in the front. And he eventually asked me about what I've been doing for the last 8 or 9 months. So I told him, I showed him some befores and afters, and he couldn't believe the improvement and how natural the hairline looked. It's a very natural look.
So he couldn't tell at all?
He could not tell at all. He wanted to ask the questions. He told me he was taking some over the counters or something, but I told him he was amazed. A few of my colleagues at work who also lose a lot of hair have been very impressed with the results, and I know a couple of them have been considering the same kind of procedure eventually. I always offer them advice, much like other folks have given me, and one of the advice is to not wait too long and get that done while they still have, discretionary income. I probably should have said that.
That's all right, that's fine.
Well, that's what it is.
Uh-huh.
When you add the kids in and you get married, you buy a house, and now my kids are in school, just being smart about when you do it so that you don't take on too much of a financial burden. And I found quite a few encouraging reviews based on my results. One of them basically said, it looks like I've gained about 10 to 15 years back of youthfulness, which is probably one of my favorite compliments from someone. For me,
And the doctor who is responsible for this hair transplant pornographic masterpiece? Is the clinic located in the US, Canada, Turkey, or anywhere near you? Well, the doctor responsible for this transformation is none other than Dr. John Cole in Atlanta, a top-ranked sponsoring clinic of Hairsight with over 15 years of uninterrupted patient records in our database. Dr. Cole has been offering FUE hair transplant as a mainstream technique longer than any other doctors in the US. He is also one of the few in the world who offers cell-based hair restoration techniques, such as platelet-rich plasma hair therapy and even stem cells hair regeneration experiment. That's all for this episode of Hair Transplant Porn. If you want to learn more about cutting-edge hair restoration techniques, contact Dr. Cole and his team at www.forhair.com. No cost, no fee, just good, honest information.